Hello, and welcome to Blossom and Bloom with Ursula Walker. I am so excited to have you guys be here with me today on this inaugural episode. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are in for an amazing time together on this format today. Thank you for joining Rethink TV. Let's give a shout out for Rethink TV and this platform for us women and those of us who wish to share our content with the world. Again, I am truly excited to be here with you guys for this inaugural episode. So let's chat a little bit. What is this going to look like? Who am I? And how are we going to become besties over time? Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I am extremely nervous. And let me tell you, I love public speaking. I enjoy facilitating information. I enjoy sharing knowledge, but you put a camera in front of me and OMG. So I am here today really to just be who I am. I hope this platform reaches you wherever you are. I hope the messages of hope and healing and self-love and a growth mindset finds you. I hope this is something that you can incorporate in your weekly routine with me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Join me on Rethink TV for Blossom and Bloom. This year, we're taking Blossom and Bloom to a new level. If you've been with me for a while, you may have been familiar with me and my Monday motivations, where I used to spend every Monday for about 3 to 4 minutes just really imparting some information to you, some wisdom nuggets that I have gleaned over time. And I enjoyed doing that platform and enjoyed my Monday motivations and sharing those 3 minute nuggets. I'd taken some time off from doing that Monday motivation so that I can focus on my wedding planning and get married. And if you don't know, I got married last November 2022, November 15th. So I'm new to the marriage club, but excited for this new journey with my husband and I. But I took some time off to really just give my mind the whole entire capacity and space to focus on my upcoming wedding nuptials, my wedding vows, and all the planning that goes into planning a wedding. So I took some time off. And after I started taking some time off, I actually got a little complacent and very comfortable with not having to produce or share information. But I also think that's what was an excuse that I came up with. I'm wedding planning, so I don't really have time to really focus and put time and effort into that. And what came about was this amazing opportunity. I had always had a desire to be on TV. I literally watched Oprah on TV, and she's been a woman that I've admired for quite some time. And I've always thought how amazing it would be to be on TV. And out of nowhere, I got this opportunity from Rethink TV to take my message and my content to a wider platform. While this is something that I've always wanted to do, that I've dreamed about, I've meditated on, when the opportunity came, I was like, whoa, scared out of my wits. I'm like, am I really prepared for this? God, is this something you really want me to be focusing on and doing now in this season? And time after time after time, I saw God confirming me in this new path that He's given me. Even though I necessarily had never done TV before, I'd never put myself out there on such a wide platform before, I was nervous and I was starting to feel like, listen, God, you got the wrong chick, okay? You got the wrong one for the gig. It's not me. I was arguing back and forth with God, trying to convince Him that He'd gotten the wrong person for the job. Thank God for the Holy Spirit, because that Holy Spirit just quelled all of my fears and quelled all of my doubts as it related to what I know I'm equipped to do. So I'm sharing this with you because if there's something in your life that you have decided, I'm going to take a leap of faith, I'm going to step out, and I'm going to put myself out there. Let this show, Let me right now speaking to you be an example and shout out to you to say, keep going, keep moving. A lot of times we don't always feel equipped for the assignments that God has already put on our path in this lifetime. We don't always feel like we are ready to take that big leap. But I am here to tell you there's something to be said about obedience and being obedient in the calling that God has placed on your life, whatever that purpose you have in your life. I want you to get used to wrapping your arms around your purpose. That's what you're here to do. That's what God has set you here on this earth to do. You wake up every day, you have a purpose in your life. And I can't tell you what purpose looks like for you. That's something that you're going to have to work to discover on your own personal journey. It's something that you're going to have to spend time with yourself, asking yourself the questions. What is my purpose? What do I focus on a lot? What seems to be my passion? Perhaps maybe I should dig into that a little bit more. There are ways for you to come into knowledge about what your purpose is. And I am here to inspire you. I am here to cheer you on your emotional health journey, your growth mindset journey. I am here to see you succeed and to see you reach the promise in your life. Why is that so important to me? One thing I know about me is that I love to raise up people. I love to see people thriving and growing. I love to see people shaking off the shackles that have held them down for so long, whether it's been shackles of limiting beliefs or mindset or stinking thinking. I want to see people eliminate that from their lives so that you too can live a life that is filled with abundance, be empowered in this season. Whatever season you're in, I encourage you to take this journey with me. This is a new adventure for me, and I would like you to take this journey with me. So, how can we do that together? This platform will be used to talk about healing, growth, emotional health, self love. If there's any areas, there's a lot of times, if you follow me on social media, on Facebook, you may be pretty connected to my post and some of the things that I share. So, where does all of my Facebook posts come in, and how does that tie in to some of the things and topics we'll be sharing here on Blossom and Bloom? Well, for me, my messages that I share are either experiences that I have dealt with. I have talked or shared information with my clients, my coaching clients, and they've had some experiences that I've seen firsthand, or it's just things that I've read or things that have taken shape in my life. And I like to share the knowledge or share the wisdom with you all as well. So a lot of what you see me post, it's either I've been through it, I've had some visibility to it, or I've read some amazing things and think that it will possibly be pretty impactful for you as well. So I share that information there on my Facebook. But that will be some of the things that we're going to be talking about here on Blossom and Bloom. Again, we're taking the way forward. How do we look inward, clean out our emotional health closet in an effort to continual growth, to be able to continue to grow, to continue to see who we were a year ago. And we want to say, wow, I've changed. I've made some pretty amazing steps forward, but not just a whole 365 days ago. I want you to be a better individual than the person you were just yesterday. What things can you do to be a better person today than you were yesterday? This TV format is going to take on lots of different formats in this show. And I'm just happy to have you guys here. I keep saying that, but I really am excited to have you guys here with me. I kind of want to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing here at Blossom and Bloom. I hope so far you're enjoying the show. This is my stage and where I will present from. And my show is weekly, every Sunday at 7 p.m. There may be an episode where you see me here by myself talking to you. We'll raise a topic. And then we'll have some conversation one-on-one with myself. There will be times on this format where we will have guests. And I am all about supporting businesses. I'm all about supporting people who are doing things that will be impactful and helpful for others. So you are going to see guests on this show that will impart some wisdom to you, that will share knowledge with you. You're going to see some amazing guests this month in May. And at the end, I'll kind of talk to you a little bit about our guests and some of the guests that you're going to see this month. But that will be the format for the show. You'll see me, we'll talk, we'll have some chats. I'll share some important things that I've learned, some of my personal lessons learned and experiences that I have experienced. And then I want to include you in the show as well. So you're like, how do I get included in on the show? Every week, I'm going to have a segment called Ask Ursula. And this can be something, a question that you have for me personally, or you may say, I know something about you, but I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Or you know what? You made a post that resonated with me. I'd love for you to expound a little bit more on what you've already said. I welcome those questions. I think it'll be a great way for me to get to know you as my audience and get to know and a tempo on some of the things that concern you all. So if you have questions for me personally or questions that you want to take a topic and let's spend some time talking about it, you can do that at Ask Ursula. So send me an email at blossomandbloom23@gmail.com. In the subject area, just put Ask Ursula and put your question. Please let me know if you'd like to be kept anonymous, or if you don't mind your name and city of where you are writing in from to be shared on the show. Each week, I'll take a question that has come to the Blossom and Bloom email box, and myself and my team will pick one randomly, and we'll read those questions on the show, and I will answer that question for you. That way, if you have anything on your heart that relates to me, I can speak to you in an intimate format right here and answer your questions here. But also, some people may want to ask a question, but just really not want to put that on paper or send an email. So it will be for edification for everyone who is listening in. Another part of the show, I definitely want to focus on the heart. If you know about me and my first book that I written, it was called Heart Work, A Woman's Guide to Emotional Health and Self-Love. And I am all about the matters of the heart. So there will be a segment on the show where we will have a heart to heart. And that will be where I just take a topic or a subject matter. I listen into the feedback that I get from my social media platforms. My virtual team and my virtual assistants are always scouring through my social media just to really get a tempo on what matters most to you all and what matters most to the audience. So I will take that and spend some time on the show having a heart to heart with you, just discussing some things on the matters of our heart, things that we face each and every day, whether it's with work, in our personal lives, in our family units, in our marriages, in our friendships, or anywhere. This information is pretty agnostic, as you should be able to apply the knowledge and things that we share and talk about on here in your life. So, and at the end of every week, I will always do a mindful wellness moment where we really get you prepped and ready for the new week. I'm a firm believer in routines. I'm a firm believer in sharing things that have been impactful for me on my journey. So I'm going to be sharing some of those mindfulness and wellness things with you every week so that we kind of practice together. I have some challenges in mind that we can work together to really bring together some of the information that we're talking about, but there will be a space for call to action. There will be a space for a time for you to apply some of the things that we've talked about on the show in your upcoming week. That way you get in a plan and a way of connecting, not just with me, but it's most important that you're connecting with yourself. That is where your greatest success will be, is first loving you, accepting who you are, And I want to help you along that journey. A lot of people that I know have been on their self-love or their emotional health journey for quite some time, and they've gotten used to and a hang of taking care of themselves, loving themselves in a passionate, intimate way, and practicing good self-care for themselves. So the things that I speak about may not necessarily hit you, but I'm sure there is something that you can pull from any of the information that we're talking about here on Blossom and Bloom. And with that, I'll move right into my heart to heart with you this week. The title of this episode this week is called Let's Grow. Plain and simple. This show is all about raising your level of awareness, bringing you from a space here and bringing you up. And I'm not asking or telling you to do these things as I've never tried them, or the things that I'm saying I haven't experienced. These are honest, real, true, heart to heart experiences. And I am willing to be an open book with you, to share my heart with you, because I believe in being vulnerable. I believe in transparency, and I believe those are the foundational ways that will help us connect to each other in the world that we live in today. So today we're going to talk about Let's Grow. And as you can see again from the messaging and the loop of information that I share, it really is on that growth mindset. If you haven't had a chance to check out my book, Heart Work, you can get that book on Amazon, but really that is a strategy-based, step-by-step way for you to focus on your emotional health. There are certain things that you want to focus on first and foremost. That would be a great resource for you to add to your toolkit. So I encourage you to take a look at Heart Work, the emotional guide for emotional health and self-love for women. So listen, my heart to heart this week for you is all about let's grow, but more about expansion. Every year I ask God, what is my word of the year? What is my word for 2023? And I really start beginning to pray about this at the end of a year, normally around November, December timeframe. And I really just begin to pray and meditate on what the word, not so much the word, but what is it that I need to hone in my focus for my upcoming year? I've gone through this practice for well over 10 years, and normally between November and December, my prayers are answered, and I know what word I'm focusing on. It really sets me forward for the upcoming year. Well, truth be told, I didn't get a word. November came around, I was getting married. I'm like, maybe I didn't have capacity to hear my word. Maybe I didn't spend enough time in God's presence to really hear what God was telling me. Well, the wedding was over, confetti was dropped, and I'm like, okay, I'm back. I'm ready. I'm listening. I'm waiting to hear from God. December rolls around, and here yet again, I don't hear anything. I start my year in 2023, and what I could feel though was a shift was about to happen. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but something's about to go on here. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't call it. I couldn't name the thing. I just sensed that something was going to happen. Something amazing was going to happen. There was a shift happening in my life. During my devotional time one morning, I do recall hearing the word expansion. And then I started to hear that word over and over and over again. Expand, expansion, expansion, expand. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm hearing you, Lord, loud and clear. So this is my year to expand. This is my year to take and level up where I've been. I feel like I've made some great strides in my life. I feel like I've conquered some things. I've overcome some things that used to be strongholds in my life. So I'm like, okay, God, so this is a year of expansion. What does that mean to me? What does that mean? And then I get a phone call. We'd like you to have a TV show on Rethink TV. We love your content. We'd love to help you expand your territory. We'd love to help you grow in sharing your message. And I'm like, wow. Now, I never accept someone's offer or opportunity on the first time. I always believe in taking a moment of reverence first to go to prayer about a situation or an opportunity. And then I like to discuss that with my family. Number one, my husband, but I share with my whole family. I have a decision on the table or I have an opportunity on the table. And I begin to share that with my husband and share that with my family. And it was just confirming over and over. I was being confirmed that this is the step I am to take in this season. So I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you about the opportunity that's knocking on your door right now. I want to encourage you about the phone call that you received and you haven't really responded, or the email that you got that is encouraging you to step out into obedience or to step out into a new platform. I want to encourage you to take that great big leap towards your dreams. I'm here to tell you, everything begins with obedience. You first have to say yes to a thing to begin to see it grow, to begin to see it move in motion, to begin to see it surpass what you thought it could be. You first have to say yes to it. So this message for you today is to say yes to the things that are knocking on your door, that are encouraging you to grow, the things that are knocking on your door to release an old version of you, to form into the new person, the new version that you're supposed to be in this upcoming season. And I will tell you, that does not come without fear. That won't come without doubt. And it won't come without naysayers. Listen, when I received this opportunity to take my content and information to a wider platform, the first thing that came at me was doubt. The first thing that came at me was fear. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I don't know the first thing about TV shows. I don't know. God confirmed that this is the right way for you to go, and I will provide for you. I just need you to say yes to me. So if you're watching this, that is you seeing my yes in action. Me saying yes, me saying no to the doubt, no to the fears, no to the things that come up to try to thwart you or take you off the track that you're on. Even when you're feeling that in your body, even when that really resonates with you, I want you to step out on faith. I want you to be a champion in your own life. I want you to not wait for someone to validate you. Validate yourself. Tell yourself, I may not feel ready, but I am ready and I am equipped and I am going to take that leap of faith and that big step today. That is my heart to heart to you this week. That is my prayer for you, not just this week, but in your life. Learn and practice to say yes to the things that will propel you and be a catalyst for your growth in your future. That is what I want to see from you. How many of you will join me this week and saying yes to the things that have been knocking on your door? It is my hope that you find yourself in that place. Now, as we move out of heart to heart, I mentioned to you earlier, we're going to talk about some mindful and some wellness things that will help you in your week coming up to kind of help you focus and kind of turning yourself inward to making sure you're always checking in with yourself. You aren't good for anyone unless you are good for you first. And I just want to help us always give good cognizant recognition to ourselves first so that we're able to give and pour out to those who are in our network or in our circles. So I have a challenge for you this week. This is going to be our mindfulness challenge, and we will do this every week. We'll have a different challenge every week, but today is a challenge about being mindful and writing a love note. I'm going to read right off the card what it's asking you to do, okay? Follow along with me. The next time you are alone, take out your phone and record a spoken love letter to yourself. Say it out loud. Everything that you love about yourself, your ambitions, your purpose, your strength, the ways you are kind, and the ways that you inspire others. Then listen to it. Listen to it several times over this very next week. After a while, you will notice something incredible. We mainly seek praise, acceptance, and confirmation from external sources. What if we could hear from ourselves how awesome we are? And it may just help others change. It may just help you change the way that you think. I thought this was a first mindful challenge for us to take together. This week, I want you to take the time out and do yourself a video of telling yourself all of the many ways that you love yourself. Number one, this practice will help you not engage so much and focus so much on receiving that confirmation or that validation from anybody else but you. You get to hear your own self talk about the ways that you're special and what makes you you. Thank you for joining me in that challenge. I can't wait to hear some exciting things that is going on with you. Don't forget to connect with me on how amazing this is working out for you. I'm excited to hear about you connecting on this challenge. Another thing, I have a surprise for you. This book called After the Rain, it's After the Rain, Gentle Reminders for Healing, Courage, and Self-Love. This book has been a book in my toolkit for quite some time. This book is an amazing resource for anyone can use this book. This book is amazing to kind of help you talk about any situation that you've been through. You will need to find yourself healing from it. So these are just some gentle reminders for healing. The messages in this book will give you courage. The messages in this book will give you focus as it relates to your emotional health and to your self-love. And it's going to remind you why you are so important. Listen, if you can grab this piece of resource, I got this book off Amazon. I think I spent $14.99 on this resource. But listen, I'm an avid book reader. Not only do I love writing books, I love reading books. And every night I spend about 10 to 12 minutes just diving into this book and getting some great information to glean from. So this is a resource that I hope that you find on Amazon, that you use it and add it to your emotional health toolkit to use it as you may sound fit. Well, that wraps up our time for today. Again, I just want to close by first saying thank you for joining me on this first episode. Let's grow. I'm excited to have you be a part of my audience. I look forward to connecting with you week after week after week. I am here to inspire you and cheer you on. And if you don't know a little bit about me, I am currently in the University of Central Florida, UCF's clinical psychology program. It is my passion and drive in life to open my own practice in life. So I'm currently studying at UCF. You'll hear some of the things that I'm learning in that clinical psychology track, things that affect our brain, how we respond to things. This show will be infused with what I'm learning textbook, but we'll also talk about what I'm learning overall in therapy as well. You'll get a chance to meet some of my favorite therapists next month in June when we do some of our episodes on that. I look forward to you joining me. First, I just want to say, wishing you all an amazing week this week. I want you to take some time out for yourself, even if that means adding yourself to your calendar, pencil yourself in on your calendar. Focus, have some focused, dedicated time just for you. Even if you spend 20 to 40 minutes just focusing on what do I need to focus on just this week? Where are some areas I need to reflect and have some good introspection in? And what are some areas I can grow in this week? We should always be looking to see how we can grow each and every week. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I'm here to help you along on that journey as well. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. Wishing you all an amazing week. Give yourself some love. Thank God for love and share love with the world. I love you, and I will see you again on next week.